It was a rainy Sunday afternoon, the kind where the clouds hung heavy like secrets over the rooftops, and the occasional low rumble of thunder vibrated through the glass windows. I had just finished folding the last of the laundry when I noticed the light in the bathroom was still on. It was a soft glow leaking under the door, odd only because I was certain no one had gone in there after breakfast. I figure my husband, Jason, must have forgotten to switch it off. Jason had been feeling under the weather, curled up on the living room couch since morning with a fleece blanket, a paperback novel he had been trying to finish for weeks, and a mug of tea that had long since gone cold. I didn't want to disturb him, so I quietly tiptoed across the hallway to turn off the bathroom light. As I approached, I heard a soft rustling sound. Maybe the window was open, and the wind had knocked something over. I pushed the door gently, not expecting anything unusual. And then I saw us. Me and Jason. In the bathroom. I froze. It was like staring into a moving photograph, except this wasn't just an image. The woman had my face, my clothes, even the tired slump at her shoulders from folding too many clothes in one sitting. And the man standing beside her looked just like Jason, down to the little scar near his right eyebrow, the one he got playing baseball as a kid. They looked just as shocked as I was. We all stood there in silence, mouths parted, eyes wide, hearts thudding like war drums in our chests. Then, like a wave crashing all at once, we spoke over each other. Who is this? What's going on? From the living room, I heard a sneeze. Jason's sneeze. The familiar kind that came in pairs.
1, 2.
I bolted from the bathroom and dashed back to the living room. Jason was right there, snuggled into the couch, rubbing his nose with a tissue, looking groggy and completely oblivious. "Everything okay?" he asked, noticing the panic on my face. I glanced back toward the hallway. The bathroom door stood ajar, and the light was off now. No voices. No duplicates. Just silence. I turned back to Jason. "Did you go into the bathroom?" "No," he said, setting the tissue down.
Why?
"You look like you've seen a ghost." I didn't know how to explain what I had just seen. Part of me wanted to believe I'd imagined it. Maybe I had been too tired. Maybe the stress of work, house chores, and Jason's cold had caught up with me. But the other part, the part still shaking, knew what I saw was real. I sat down beside him and tried to calm my breathing. Jason put an arm around me, and I leaned into him, listening to the rain tapping steadily on the windows.
We stayed like that for a while.
Safe. Normal. That night, I barely slept. Every creak of the floorboards, every hum of the fridge, every rustle of the wind outside felt like a whisper from that moment. I kept replaying it in my mind, how exact the copies were, how their eyes mirrored our own fear, how they disappeared without a trace. The next morning was unusually bright. Jason seemed better, cheerful even, as he made pancakes in the kitchen. I tried to brush off the memory as a trick of the light, an overworked mind conjuring up nonsense. But as I walked past the bathroom again, I felt it, that strange, electric charge in the air, like something watching, waiting. Weeks passed, and things seemed normal. The bathroom never glowed like that again. Jason recovered, went back to work, and life continued. But I couldn't shake the feeling that the house had changed. That something had opened in those few seconds, some crack between our world and another. Then one evening, as I was brushing my teeth, the mirror fogged over from the shower steam. I wiped it absently, only to freeze in place. In the reflection behind me were two figures, me and Jason, standing motionless. But when I spun around, the bathroom was empty. I screamed. Jason came running in, alarmed. But there was nothing there. No sign. Just fog and my own reflection. He tried to comfort me, told me I was imagining things. Maybe I was. But I began avoiding the bathroom altogether unless Jason was nearby. I started leaving the door open when I was inside. I kept the light on at night. A month later, I finally confided in my friend Emily. She was more open-minded than most and listened carefully, without judgment. "You could be dealing with a parallel glitch," she said. "You know, like timelines crossing. Maybe there's another version of you." And for a second, the two worlds touched. It sounded ridiculous. And yet, it made the most sense of anything I'd heard. I started reading articles, books, forums. Most people labeled it as fiction or pseudoscience, but there were patterns. Others had seen duplicates. Some called them doppelgangers. Others said they were echoes, reflections of our choices in other timelines. I never saw them again in full. Not like that first time. But occasionally I would catch a flicker, a flash in the corner of my eye. A moment where Jason seemed to be standing in two places at once. A second of déjà vu so strong, I had to sit down. Jason never believed it fully, but he supported me. And I was grateful. Whatever happened that day, it changed me. Changed us. We became more aware of our space. More present. More careful. Because once you see yourself from the outside, once you stand face to face with the impossible, you can't unsee it. You can't unfeel the cold touch of something beyond understanding. And you never forget that your husband was at home. And yet, somehow you were both in the bathroom. Together. And not alone.